Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Hotel Riu Guanacaste in Costa Rica. So I went there for my birthday last year. I had an amazing time and I want to come back and do a review so that way people who are trying to book hotels, you're trying to figure out where you should book and you don't want to watch the full long, watch me do a whole review of the resort and walk through and give you a tour. This video, we're gonna get to it quickly and then I'll do a longer explanation. All right, so keep watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of the great travel, tech, beauty, hair, and skincare videos that I make for this channel. Also, if you like this video so I know to do more reviews of the different places I stay so I can help the internet people that help me plan my trips. All right, so short answer that I will say is that if you are looking for a budget discount resort and you don't want to spend a lot of money but you want a lot of fun, then you should book here. There are two sides of the hotel and there's like a more expensive side. You can consider booking there, but I would say here is definitely the things that are nice are really nice, and the things that aren't, you kind of understand for the price that you pay. So let's get straight into it. Would I go back? I would definitely go back there. I would book it and I would clearly tell the trip like this is like a budget friendly vacay, so you know that's why we don't have all the things per use. So let's get into it with the rating. So my categories are for beach, shows, pool, room, food, bars, and overall service. So I will say that, oh, this is not one of the categories, but I guess it's really important. This location is very far from attractions. There's one action park where you can do like zip lining and all those kinds of activities that is like around the corner from the resort, but everything else is far away. So if you book any excursions, you'll pick up time at 6:45 a.m. So be mindful of that. So if you think that this is the kind of trip where you want to go on an excursion every day, then either be a morning person or you might want to book someplace else because it's really far. And even when the excursion did pick us up at 6:45, we drove for like 25 minutes until we got to the next stop to pick up the next group of people. Like, it is very isolated, but it's a good thing in some ways, but in that aspect it's a lot. The beach is 4 out of 5. It's a black sand beach. There is wildlife on the beach. An iguana definitely jumped on my chair and my beach towel, and I was like, iguana move. So it is very much so still connected to wildlife, which I will have another anecdote about later. But when you're standing on the beach facing the resort, the whole left side of the resort is up against the activity park, which has a lot of trees and wilderness and natural space, so the animals do come from that area onto the resort. So i.e. iguanas on the beach, which it was fine. I just tilted the chair, he scrammed, and then that was it. But very much so wildlife. But the beach is beautiful black sand. The sand, I don't know if it's because it's black or what, but it was like cooler a little. And the beach is graduated, so if you don't necessarily want it to be like into like 4 feet of water, if you have like small children or babies, they'll be able to like play at the shoreline and you not really have to worry about it getting too deep too quick. And the water wasn't that rough for the most of the times I was there. I would say that as it gets later in the day, evening, afternoon, so if you're one of those people that you land and go straight to the beach, the water will be a little rough in the evening, but still not unbearable. You just got to be a little more mindful. But the beach was gorgeous. Another thing I liked about the beach is there was vendors, but because it's not connected to like a string of like hundreds of resorts, there's not that many vendors, so people aren't constantly harassing you to buy stuff the whole time. I think I was at the beach probably every day I went to the beach. I was there for like at least 4 or 5 hours, and like 2 people would come up to me the whole time, and that was it. So I'm like, this is not bad compared to other places where they're literally every 15 minutes someone's asking you to buy something on the beach. So I love that about the beach. It was beautiful. The pool, they had a kiddie pool. I love when resorts have a kids pool and then the kids could just go to the kids pool and the adults could be in the adults pool. Great, great, great. The adult pool had a swim up bar. There was a lot of bees at the hotel pool because they have so much fruit at the bar, but ultimately I did not get stung. The bees didn't bother me. But if you're sitting at the bar, you order your drink, and I was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna jump back in the water a little bit and back up, because this is like, it was like at least 50-60 bees. It was so many bees, and the bartenders was acting like it was nothing. They were still doing what they had to do, but there were so many bees and I was scared. But the pool is great. Phenomenal time at the pool. The pool chairs are a little awkwardly placed because they have more walking area, so it is harder to get a pool chair. It's definitely one of those places where in the morning people run down, put the towel, save their spot, because it's not a plethora of pool chairs and there's no bar easily connected to the kids pool. So everybody was like, I put my towel at 8 o'clock in the morning and there was already like 50 towels out there, and I was like, damn, time y'all wake up. But but yeah, so very much competition for the beach chairs, just the FYI. The room is a 3 out of 5. The hallways, and when I say room, I mean like the whole hotel facility basically. So the hallways are open air, so is the lobby, so is the lobby bar, and the like evening entertainment area is covered, but it's still open air. So if you're hot and you want to be in air conditioning, you have to go inside of a restaurant or inside your room, and those are the only options. So if you're one of those people, I know for me, I break out in heat rash, so there are certain points where like after 5 or 6 hours of sun exposure, like I have to go in the AC inside and I have to sit down and relax, because like I will look like the back of a crunch bar. So very much so a lot of outdoor open air. So a lot of people, like their family was at the pool, but they were just trying to chill out, and they were like, I gotta go back to the room because like I need AC. So that was disappointing. But I do know that Costa Rica is environmentally conscious, so it's smart in terms of you're not wasting all this energy to put air conditioner in this huge area. But in terms of comfortability, it's very much go back to the room if you want AC. The room was old, the furniture was old, stains, colors. The hotel shower tub was like a 2-foot wall to get into the shower, and the shower was dark. It was like taking a shower in a closet and someone closed the door almost. It was really not the wave. Like if you're claustrophobic or tall, those showers are going to be problematic for you. Yeah, and especially if you have like a small child trying to step, like you're gonna have to lift them, unless they're like 8 or 9, you're gonna have to lift them out that tub. Like the step is high. The bathroom in general was old too. They have like these liquor bottles where you can like have a mini bar in your room, but it's very clear that they've been there a while and that it's not cleaned and it's not dusted. So I would say if it's not in the mini fridge, don't drink it. But that's just my 2 cents. Because I put my hand on that thing and I was like, oh, this is dust. I'm not drinking nothing out of here. It's also all like non-name brand bottom shelf liquor, so that's not good either. But the room was old, nothing special about the room. The room had a real key, like a put it in, turn it key. And yeah, it was definitely 3 out of 5 stars, like a low 3. Like a 2.99 out of 5 stars for the room. But because everything else was great, I didn't mind the room being bad. The bed was okay. The sheets felt a little chintzy cheap, but it wasn't unbearable. There was way too many bugs on the balcony, so I couldn't even really take advantage of it. But if you did go to the balcony of the hallways, there was less bugs. So because there wasn't like trees and stuff hanging over it, so that was kind of cute at nighttime. You know, standing in the hallway, get a little view of like the forest and like the rainforest or whatever. But it was definitely a lot of bugs on that balcony. Service 4 out of 5. Everybody was nice, everybody was helpful, everybody was chatty but in a good way, but not harassing, but kind of like inquisitive. A lot of expats work there, like people from other countries, which I thought was kind of interesting. And everybody was cool. The drinks were good and strong, and they made them correctly. They was washing out my little tumbler, doing all the things. Really great experience with the staff there. There was nobody who was a problem. And it's funny, even with the dinner reservations, kind of, they have the app, but then people were still coming up there, and it was like, is it busy, is it a line, is there space, can you take me? And the people were so gracious and nice and trying to figure it out at the restaurants that it made me give them a 4 out of 5. There were a few people with the stank face, side eye, who were acting up, but for the most part everybody was nice and amazing. Shows 5 out of 5. One of the nights they have like an all-white show, and there's people like in bubbles dancing. It's crazy. The music's great, everybody's excited. And I don't, was it Friday night or Thursday night, double check, but one of the nights is like the all-white party, and it was so much fun. All of the shows were great. I was coming down every night. Even the shows where they picked audience members and made them dance, somehow they made it not cheesy. And the host was like actually funny, and the host was giving bilingual, so I was like, oh wow, this is really good. He's going flawlessly back and forth between the English and the Spanish. That's what I'm talking about. But the shows were great. I was down there every night having a good time. And they had like a kind of like ethnic, the history of music in the country show, and it went all the way from like historical Costa Rican music to like modern kind of music now. It was really great. The resort, like I said, I will leave the pricing information below, but for the price that I paid, it was a really good deal. It's not the most new built, glamorous, fantastic resort, but the food is good, the people are nice, the drinks are strong, and you can mostly, I got to eat at every restaurant on a different night, and I had a really great experience. It's interesting, the wildlife is a real part of the area. So I know I saw some videos on YouTube of like raccoons and stuff coming up in the restaurants. There's definitely a kiddie pool section, and not overnight, but it was like 8 o'clock. I was leaving dinner from the steakhouse. The steakhouse is like the furthest one, so the most chance of animal interaction is when you're eating at that restaurant. And there was definitely either monkeys or baboons or something, and it was 2 of them, and they were fighting in the kiddie pool, and security was trying to like kick them out. And I was like, those are real animals. Like, that's crazy. They do have a net on that side of the resort that's supposed to like keep things over there, but I guess, I mean, they're smart. They probably figured out like the net just goes up this high, I'll just climb in a tree and jump over. But there's also another thing, is that they're really mindful of picking up trash and like being clean, because they do know that kind of stuff attracts the animals. So I really like that also, because it was a very attentive to detail in terms of that. So like no plate, no cup, nothing sat out for a long time, because they knew that if they didn't get it, like Animal Kingdom would come into the resort for real. So that was crazy when they was fighting in the kiddie pool though. I definitely had to tell somebody about that. But besides that, phenomenal stay at this resort. I would definitely come back. Absolutely had such a good time, such nice people, and a wonderful experience. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section below. And I hope that this video was helpful. So I'll see you next time. Bye.